They said, quote, Mr. Routier, it's really more accurate to say that your memory got better every time we got a test result back in this case, didn't it? End quote. Then they followed up with, quote, every time we found out something else, you remembered something else that would correspond with that finding, didn't you? End quote. For example, Darren didn't mention Darlie going to the sink until the bond hearing, which is after he learned that the police had taken the sink as evidence. So now the sink appears in his new stories. So at the end of Darren's cross-examination, the prosecution laid into him. This next quote is going to be long, but I do think it's impactful.
Quote, would it be fair to say that really back on June the 6th, by your version, we have got a really lucky intruder, don't we? I mean, after all, he picked a house where the window just happened to be open to the garage, right? Just happened to pick a house where on that night the alarm system is not turned on or armed, correct? Lucky that in fact, once he gets past the alarm system off, he gets through the window open. When he gets to the utility room, he just happens to find a sock available to him for his use that night, right? And lucky enough that when he does that, he gets into the kitchen, and lo and behold, there in the butcher block, he finds a weapon to attack your 2 children and your wife, right? Lucky enough that evening that once he got past all that, the murder weapon is actually provided inside the house, right? Lucky enough that while he is attacking both your children, your wife doesn't wake up, right? Lucky enough that after he attacks her, that in fact she doesn't even get a good look at his face, right? Lucky enough that as he's leaving the house, he drops the knife on the floor there and your wife doesn't pick it up and doesn't use it against him, right? Lucky enough that when he gets into the garage that he doesn't deposit any blood on the floor, no blood on the window, correct? And then lucky enough that when he leaves out that garage into your backyard, that he either scales that fence without leaving a mark, or he opens up the gate and then latches and closes it without anybody detecting that either, right? A real lucky guy, wasn't he?
End quote. Darren responded, quote, yeah, and I want him dead, end quote. And the prosecutor added, quote,
so do I. No further questions.
Quote.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't have anything to add on that. I mean, that right there is a synopsis of what would have to happen in order for an intruder to get away with this.
I want him dead, end quote. And the prosecutor
added, quote, so do I. No further questions.
End quote.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't have anything to add on that. I mean, that right there is a synopsis
Of how ridiculous Darren and Darlie's stories, even after they changed a million times, are. No story they could add based on any evidence that became available, even if they changed their stories after new evidence became available, it still doesn't make sense.
So do I. No further questions.
No further questions.
Babe, I wanna kiss you.